Here are 6 books that were life-altering to me. There's a version of me before I read each of these and after I read each of these, and they are not the same. And yes, a lot of tears were shed over these books. My Friends by Fredrik Backman is a book that's going to change your perspectives on friendship and love and what makes life meaningful. I cried many times reading this book. It's one of the few books that I've tabbed because there are so many beautiful, thought-provoking, and such deep quotes in this book. But this book isn't incredibly heavy. It's actually very humorous, and I laughed throughout this book as well. It's just going to make you feel all of the emotions and in the best of way. If you've read this, you get it. I am not the same person as before I read this series. My brain lives 10% of its life inside of these books, at least, maybe more. I think about these characters on a daily basis, almost to an unhealthy level where I feel like I know them. This is the best fantasy series to ever exist, point blank period. Argue with me if you want to, but unless you've read this whole series, you have no leg to stand on yet. But I love these books so much, and I feel blessed to live in the same timeline that these books exist in. Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've read this book twice. I have sobbed uncontrollably twice. This is another one that is going to alter your life and make you look at the world differently. It's going to alter the way that you view love because the characters in this book love so deeply. It has amazing women in STEM rep that really make you think about what it must have been like to be a woman in STEM back in the 80s. This is definitely one of my favorite books I've ever read. This one might be a weird one for you. You might see this and be like, how is this book life-altering? But the answer to that is because this book literally changed my life. This is the book that got me into reading, the book that made me go from reading maybe 2 to 3 books a year to reading hundreds of books a year and creating an entire career on Book Talk. This is the book that quite literally changed my life. Now, do I think that this book is inherently life-altering? Maybe not, but I do think it is one of the best thriller books ever written, and so it might alter your perspective on thrillers, but just read this, it's so good. I've read Yumi and the Nightmare Painter 6 or 7 times by now. The romance in this fantasy book, the world building, the connection to the Cosmere, but it is a standalone, so you can read this even if you haven't read any other Cosmere novels. It's just done so well, and it's another book that lives rent-free in my head for forever. It will make you cry at times. Again, I just feel appreciation that I live in a world where books like this exist that I can escape into. Last but not least, we of course have to have The Nightingale on here. If you've read it, you know. If you haven't, read it. It is going to be life-altering. You will sob, but it is required reading. It is like almost required pain. If you're a reader, you have to experience this level of pain. If you don't think you like historical fiction, I challenge you to read this book and then come back and tell me that you still don't like historical fiction, because I really think this will change your mind. All right, and there we have it. 6 books that were completely life-altering to me. If you've read any of these, I'd love to hear your thoughts on them, and if you haven't, I challenge you to read them. Again, some of them are going to be tearjerkers, but man oh man, are they so worth your time.